Niacin is involved in energy production and mitochondrial metabolism. It affects the nervous and muscular system functions. It is made up of NAD+ and NADP+. These are both involved in the transfer of hydrogen ions in both aerobic and anaerobic systems. Niacin is often referred to as the B3 vitamin. Niacin can be obtained through a person's diet, or it can be formed within the body from amino acids. The RDA is 16 milligrams for men and 14 milligrams for women. A person can get the RDA by consuming foods high in niacin or sources of tryptophan, which is the amino acid that makes niacin in the body. Niacin-rich foods are refined flours, beef, legumes, and mushrooms. If the dietary needs of niacin are not met, a person will feel loss of appetite, skin rashes, mental confusion, lack of energy, and muscle weakness. If deficiencies go on too long, a person can develop pellagra, which is categorized by dementia, diarrhea, dermatitis, and death. When niacin levels reach 35 milligrams per day, toxicity can occur. Symptoms of this are flushing of the face, itchy skin rashes, nausea, glucose intolerance, and liver complications. Niacin is used to lower LDL and raise HDL cholesterol, so individuals taking a supplement must be supervised by a doctor to decrease liver damage. While niacin does not help athletic performance, it can be beneficial to them by facilitating energy production, affecting fat metabolism by blocking fatty-free acid release, increasing carbohydrate stores, and depleting glycogen stores. Lastly, it increases the blood flow to the skin, which decreases heat storage. There was a study done to compare the effects of aerobic exercise for 6 weeks of extended release niacin in men with metabolic syndrome. 15 participants were studied. Each participant was sedentary, hypertriglycemia, or obese. There were 4 groups. The first group was a control group and they ate high-fat diet only. Group 2 exercised for 1 hour and ate high-fat diet also. Group 3 took a vitamin niacin and ate high-fat diet. And lastly, Group 4, after taking niacin, worked out aerobically for an hour and then ate a high-fat diet. Each participant's blood samples were taken before and after eating. Hemoglobin and hematocrit concentrations were taken to estimate possible shifts in plasma volume. Serum triglycerides and glucose concentrations were analyzed by commercially available colorimetric enzyme kits. Insulin concentrations were measured by using an enzyme-linked immunoabsorbent assay. Results were plasma volume did not change. Peak triglycerides were lowered because of aerobic exercise. Also, in Group 4, conditions were similarly lower than Group 1. Post-triglycerides were also lowered because of exercise. And lastly, fasting triglyceride concentrations were 37% lower in individuals taking niacin. In conclusion, niacin alone does not reduce all triglycerides, only reduces triglyceride AUC and insulin sensitivity. Niacin also lowered fasting triglycerides. Niacin has no effect on post-triglycerides, but exercise does. And lastly, taking niacin will have no effect on athletic performance, but for people with high triglycerides, it could be beneficial when accompanied with exercise.